Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to Universal Power Tarot. My name is Marta, and this reading is supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hi, my friends. How are you? If you're new to this channel, welcome. My most warm welcome. This channel is for personal and spiritual growth. And with this full moon in Pisces happening on the 10th of September, we're asking the questions: what are the energies of this full moon? How do we best work with the energies? And what is yet to come for us? I also included the question with this deck here, with the Black Moon astrology cards. I asked what's happening astrologically, like what's important for us astrologically, and we'll get into that in a minute. So we had Pluto transformation, which is quite fitting. By the way, if you have not watched Capricorn or Sagittarius yet, I highly recommend that you do, because there could be something in there. Because, Pisces, I felt compelled to tell you, most of you probably know this, that the major arcana, the moon, stands for Pisces. So a lot of, watery energies, a lot of emotions that are highlighted. And I received a channeling for you for this full moon in Pisces. And there are lots of intuitive hits that are making themselves known to you through emotions. So pay close attention to your emotions. So this could also mean that your emotional body, your body, emotional body, interesting, your water body, is quite hyped up for this full moon. So there's a lot of things that are coming together, because the moon rules water. The moon water is a huge element of memory. So you may also receive intuitive hits about past lives, let's say, not just your own, but other people's, or maybe this earth even. There may be strange memories coming in, also in your dream state. Really take note of these, okay? You could also benefit from a 30-day challenge, as I will be posting over, or may have already, I will let you know, over on Patreon. Where I asked myself, what can I do to, really follow the guidance? And what came up immediately was like a 30-day challenge. So really sit with yourself for every day within this 30-day period. Sit, listen, what is the guidance, and then follow up on that guidance. Okay, you can also link this to, for example, to any question that you have. How can I get more abundance in my life? I'll try this. Spirit, I'll invest. I'll put 30 days in. And then you'll see after this period, because this is something that is very doable, right? So you may be interested in that. I'll link it down below, okay? And you can even start your own challenge if you want to, or send it to someone you think you may be interested in that. So there's decluttering going on also. Scar tissue came up. This could be very specific for some of you. Apologize to yourself for it, like forgive yourself. So some of you may be, battling with scar tissue indeed. This could be physical. Just know that it will be resolving. It is all good, is the message here. You need to give it some love, okay? Really give it some love, give it some attention, maybe put some oil on it. There's like great scar oil out there. You just need to, put in the intention to find it. And it could also be emotional, though. So there could be emotional scarring that is coming up. Allow those emotions. If you need to cry, please just cry. It's not a sign of weakness. A matter of fact, is a sign of strength to be able to show yourself this vulnerable. Another thing that came up, and this is the last thing that came through in the channeling, is the grand conjunction. I actually had to look this up because I'm not very versed in astrology, and it's called actually the Great Conjunction, but I received Grand Conjunction for some reason. And a great conjunction is a conjunction of several planets, for example, that are coming together, for example, Jupiter and Saturn. And when these two planets appear closest together in the sky, for example, or actually this year on the 24th of June, such a conjunction happened, and there were 5 planets aligned. This is so interesting, right? And this must look tremendously interesting. So Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, they were aligned. So, okay. And furthermore, this will be a 7-planet alignment, as Neptune and Uranus will also join the celestial show. Interesting. Okay. So, Inge, if you're here, maybe you can let us in on what that means exactly. But I just wanted to bring it up. And we'll hop right in, like I promised you, with Pluto, the transformation. Um, Hang on a minute. So, it's people living deeply have no fear of death, it says here. I would argue with that. People living deeply, or people knowing a lot, may have less fear of death. So, Pluto is a planet of extremes. So, birth, sex, death, those topics could be highlighted right now. It's also the planet of the unseen. So, and this is in line with the moon card because. And if you're watching Sagittarius, the moon card popped up indeed in this reading, and it was quite interesting. I really recommend it. So, and the unseen is a good description of the energies of Pluto, which tend to transform areas of the astrological chart without us knowing until the explosion or blowout. This is super interesting. So this is surprising, and this is also what came up in the Sagittarius reading. There is transformation indicated with this full moon in Pisces, and it could be rumbly, right? But this is for your highest good, for your absolute highest good, and you need to trust in this. So whenever you're asking for something, right? Now this example comes up again. You're asking for something, right? The Vaiana example, Disney's Vaiana, comes up where she's asking to be taken somewhere by the ocean, and so all of a sudden, like a huge shit show is starting because she needs to restore the heart of Tefiti, the goddess fertility and of the land nature, right? And so she needs to restore this. She took on this huge task, much like we are. Like those people that are here are really trust that we all have our missions, and otherwise you wouldn't be here watching these readings, I guess. So anyways, she's asking the ocean to help her with her mission, and what the ocean then does is causing a tremendous turmoil. The boat gets flipped upside down, and she doesn't expect it, and all of a sudden she's stranded on an island, and she can't believe it, and she's so mad at the ocean and at everything, and that she even kicks the ocean and is, yelling at the ocean. But then she's realizing that the ocean brought her exactly where she needed to be. And she was a little bit embarrassed about it, right? Because she was just yelling and screaming at the ocean when the ocean did just that. But sometimes the universe has a very funny way of bringing us to where we need to go. And often this is the fastest way. For example, they really shake up our life. Oh my God, yes. Some of you have really been shaken up in your lives. And the universe, spirit, really has a way of doing this, because when we're stuck in an area, or when it's just meant to be our time at this time, it'll shake you up. And then it'll bring you to where you need to go. But they can carry you, kicking and screaming. You may not have known where there's up, where there's down, but you'll come back to calmer waters. Trust that there's the island. Trust that you're right where you needed to be and where you need to be. And with this, I really found it interesting that we have the sharp and the shadows with the obsidian. And there's a nice ritual attached that I recently did also. I think it was even day 1 of the 30-day challenge. Very, very interesting. I really recommend it. I'll link it for you down below for your healing purposes. If you feel the need to cut certain chords, you can feel into them and ask yourself where they are. And this is like purely bodily wisdom, right? So that's what I said in the beginning about Pisces, right? About the emotional body. Your body is going to let you know where you have been blocked. All right, now let's get back to, hang on. Yeah, this is simply a time when the decks are being wiped clean for new action, and this is what you need to know. So something happens, but then there's the new right away. And if you are in a relationship that has been difficult, it will either end or it will deepen and become more fulfilling. I really recommend sitting down and really opening up. Be brave, be courageous, because if this relationship means something to you, really open up. Really open up, show your feelings. If the other person isn't ready for this, then you know where you stand with them. It's either way. It's a good thing to check in, but there's a good chance that your person or this person may also be willing to open up and show their feelings. Any romance that starts at this time should prove to be intense. It is very important for you not to try to control things and instead surrender to the ups and downs for a while, although some of these changes may be painful ones. And that said, this is a time of intense sexuality. Very interesting, okay? So we're in for a ride here, I guess, and we're going to hop into the tarot to find out more of what we need to know. What else? Thank you. There's the first one. Ooh, 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 ooh. 8 of Wands. Yeah, this is really fast movement. Look at this, how skillful she is, how she's using those wands in a different way than they used to be intended. This is taking action. This could be the 30-day challenge, right? This is receiving the divine inspiration and acting on it, but this is happening fast. Funny, this is also, again, what showed up in Capricorn and Sagittarius. This is happening really fast. So the transformations or the times that we're in, rapid, rapid. And I also said it in the other readings, like I am so tired because like during the day the energies are kind of not really slow necessarily, but slower, but at night they pick up so freaking much. And I know that I'm going to go traveling, or that I am traveling at night to do some clearing. And so specifically, I actually need to ask to, take a break. And this may be applying for you too, because sometimes we don't even know we go traveling at night. We do clearing. We go to certain parts of the world to do our clearing there. We work in groups. Like our higher self is highly active at this time. You need to know this too. And so there could also be an increase in your hunger, your appetite. And this is from that. And if you need a break, you explicitly need to say it, that you need to sleep too. That this game isn't just played in the higher realms, but also down here on Earth, right? And there's a great involvement. I see you being even more and more involved. And something else I want to point out here is the crown chakra that's highlighted here with the purple. There's something tremendous purple. I wonder if there's a purple planet. I'm not sure. If you know this, would you please do me a solid and drop it in the comments if you've heard of a purple planet? Purple planet, interesting. Oh my God, there we've got the crystals, the king of crystals. That looks very powerful. Very powerful, very knowing, very stable. Like that card has true energy right there. Very, very solid. And this is where it takes you, right? This is an unshakable foundation, but one that is, build on spiritual values, and spiritual values, I don't mean the church. I really mean those that serve the highest good of everyone, whatever they may be for you specifically in your life. And we again see the purple color. Some of you may be working with crystals also. If you're not, this is a good time to start working with your crystals. You also charge your crystals during the full moon. I need to make sure I don't forget this. You can also make moon water. You can look up moon water to help you manifest and bring in some things. And as you can see in this card, look, there's the sun coming up in the back, right? So he's been through stuff. That is for sure. The swords or the crystals aren't necessarily like a nice energy to go through because it can mean mental turmoil. However, he's very accomplished. He has mastered his mind. He's very stable, is what I'm getting. Not immovable, but very stable. While this one is very, active and still running around, he's very stable. Like he found his place. But with who he is in this world, very connected to Mother Earth, very connected to the higher realms also. And again, the sun's coming up. My friends, the sun's coming up. Do not despair, okay? For those of you that need to hear it, do not despair. Everything's good. Those times will pass too. Like, these energies are no joke. Like, seriously, these past couple of days, here we go, Ace of Cups. These past couple of days, there was like a lot of anxiety floating around too, because it's amped up feelings. You don't want to spend too much time on social media if you don't necessarily have to. This one, yes. This one, no. What was it? 7 of Wands, no. To give your nervous system a break, really make sure you're grounding yourself. really make sure you're grounding yourself. We're also still in Virgo season. So Virgo likes to be organized. Maybe try to give your day a little bit of structure if you can, okay? All right, Ace of Cups. See, this is spirit. Like the aces are always like a gift from spirit for work that was accomplished. And this looks different here too, to the other energies, like entirely different. These energies are rather heavy, and you know what you've done. It's much like after a really good workout, you will feel your body. You will feel what you have done. And this feels so much lighter. So what I'm getting with this is there's a real gift when you're allowing the feminine energies to flow in, literally. Like there's a lot more flow that wants to come in, much like that you're receiving the divine guidance and you're acting upon it. But this is a much more flowy way to live your life. However, it's also definitely in the beginning a step that takes a lot of courage. But you can bet that this is a very interesting journey. Like once you walk down that path, you can trust that this is for the highest good of all. You can trust that there's a lot of love, unconditional love involved, a lot of peace that wants to come in. Interesting. They're now giving me the polarities of the sun and the moon, the known and the unknown again. And, to find the balance in between, despite great uncertainty. Despite great uncertainty, despite not knowing what's coming, still trusting that the Ace of Cups will be delivered, that the love of spirit is not passing you by. That which is yours will never pass you by. Never. Okay, where do we put this? I think it wants to be put here. Here we are. Hang on. Yep. But but the important thing is that transformation, right? That those Pluto energies seem to be bringing in, right? And to go with those and to go within most of all. What they were giving me now is, do you know that actually while a caterpillar is transforming into a butterfly, they become complete mush. Like there's nothing left of what that caterpillar used to be like. Nothing. It completely disintegrates only to build itself up again. I don't even know how that's possible and how that works. How are they even surviving without the heart, without, I don't get it. I don't understand. Maybe there's some biologists that are listening to that and can explain it in the comments. But that's what that is. That's that kind of transformation we're talking about here, that pushes itself upon us. It's not something that you would necessarily do voluntarily. At least most of us wouldn't. There's of course still some that are welcoming this, and this is an energy that wants to be welcomed, but it's not the easiest energy. More of this, no. Okay, so we're done with the tarot. They're now calling me to the gateway of light activation. I already shuffled them, but I'm going to give them another shuffle. Let me see. What else is for this Pisces full moon on the 10th? Here we go. Yes. Angelic frequency. Angels are here. You are safe. Potent connection. Trust in this. That's the Ace of Cups. When you're tapping in, it's interesting because you're kind of stepping out of your programming. That's what's happening. Hang on, I need to put this to the side. It's interesting too because I almost burned my tarot deck as I was setting up the table. I was like, what the hell is going on? Because this is a transformation, like I said, that stings a bit. But when especially when you're staying like in the physical realm, when you're not meditating, when you're not able to transcend this plane, and by that I don't mean disregard your body, and I don't mean only live in the higher realms. I don't mean that. I mean integrating those frequencies and understanding that your life is so much more than just this earthly existence. And by that, you'll bring in a lot of ease. It's like almost they're teleporting, they're transporting their messages, their frequencies, pouring their love into you, right? But you need to tap in. Like, this is your task, if that's what you want. Like, for example, if you're going into fear state, into anxiety state, I highly recommend calming your nervous system first and then trying to meditate, trying to tap yourself in. because oftentimes you can't meditate when you're in those high anxiety states, right? So just calm yourself, do some yoga exercises that calm down the vagus nerve, is my suggestion for you, the vagus nerve. And then try to tap yourself in and act accordingly and really surround yourself with that golden angelic frequency. Let me read that card to you. Here we are. Angels are here. You are safe. Potent connection. The angelic frequency is the energy of the angels and the angelic kingdom, which is aligned to service, devotion, authenticity, and love. When this frequency comes to us, it's because the gateway of our heart, it has aligned with it. We've essentially become an angel upon earth. Angels are the heartbeats of Source, and so when we're in touch with the angelic realm, we're also connected to the heart of God. This card features a being of light. The streams of light surrounding it are the angelic frequency pouring down to light up your life. This image also unlocks our soul memories, interesting, of our guardian angel. Like I said with the water, remember? The water remembers. The water is a great source to connect with if you want to tap into past lives, if you want to tap into memories. So unlocks our soul memories of our guardian angel. Before we were in this life, we danced across the midnight sky, and as the universe follows the law of attraction, our angel was attracted to us because our likeness was also in them. So we became connected, and since then our angel has been with us through every lifetime and every experience. Angels are drawing close at this time, so be open to signs and synchronicities that confirm this. If you're seeing the numbers, if you have reoccurring events, if you have deja vus, all this, it's important for you to know that through your actions, choices, and service, you have upgraded your spiritual connection and your frequency. You did this. Remember this, please. You did this. Rejoice, for you may be rewarded with abundance and blessings at this time. Check out the Capricorn read. And you have been making choices that are not just for your own greater good, but for that of all those around you. Your guardian angel is with you now, helping you remember your infinite power and potential. Reach for the stars and trust that all the efforts you have been making, both internally and externally, will bring blessings and opportunities. The path you are on is aligned to your highest good, and the support you need is there for you. You are cherished by angels. Yes, okay. So we're going to continue to work with the Work Your Light Oracle cards. Hang on, I need to drink something. What else for this Pisces full moon, please? What do we all need to know? Yeah. Awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. It's not like we were just talking about this, right? We can have the star and the moon right here in the cards. And I love the pastel colors, the rainbow colors. So there's something iridescent about these cards here. It's quite beautiful. And you can actually see those lights. You can get in touch, for example, in the water. Like when I'm concentrating, when I'm focusing, I see spheres. You may be seeing spheres too. You can really, really connect with the water. You know, the joy that you experience every time you go swimming, every time you touch water. Oh my God. Oh my God, did you see this? Oh my God. That was so cool. Yeah, so the joy that you are experiencing, it really is stored in the water. And when you're drinking something, really, you can program your water. And I said this before, and I'll say it again. It's important. Bless your food if you are at that stage, of course, but really, like, you can do a lot to raise your frequency, to make yourself feel better. But again, it's a matter of choice. They keep giving me this. So if we're receiving, you know, those messages and we're not acting upon it, this is fine too. Like, the angels will love you just the same, but your life may not change in the direction. The transformation may not happen as fast or as desired as you wish it to happen. But again, expect, like, don't hold on to a certain outcome or to where spirit needs to direct you in this moment. And this can be sometimes tougher at times than at other times. It depends where you are right now, what are the circumstances. All those things play a factor, and it starts to get more difficult as you proceed, but you're ready to handle it. That's the thing. You may not have handled it 10 years ago, but you sure can right now. So, my dears, let me see with the awakening card. Where are you? Yeah, these cards don't work like that. I keep forgetting that. Give me a minute. I sometimes have trouble finding the right card here. Where are you? Awakening. It should be right. Here we go. Number 90. So, energetic upgrades. A new way of being, integration. You are going through a period of awakening. Things are changing. Transformation, right? Within you and at many levels. You are starting to remember ancient truths and discovering more and more about who you are and why you incarnated. You might find that you are experiencing past life flashbacks, like I said, seeing the invisible thread that is woven through all of life, and even feeling Kundalini Shakti rise through your body from the base of your spine. The most important thing for this time is not to overthink it and to stay grounded. Remember this is important, right? Not to stand up from your throne here, King of Crystals, and fall back into a page kind of a mindset, or, 10 of Crystals, maybe even, but to stay there, to stay grounded. The most important thing, share your experiences with like-so people while you consciously integrate them. Journal and pay attention to your dreams. Yep, 30-day challenge. You are remembering and your soul gifts are emerging. During this time of transition and awakening, you may be called to devote yourself to being of service. There are ideas, truths, concepts, books, and creations waiting to be birthed into this world. Stay open to receiving them. Pulling this card may be a sign that you are here to birth one of these creations into the world. Or perhaps you are being called to make a shift in your life in order to be of service. Don't think too much about it. Instead, repeat the following work your light activation. I surrender to my awakening. I allow the Shakti energy to rise from the base of my spine. I open myself up to the universe, using me in a way that delights my mind, body, and spirit. The delighting part is an important one here too. All right. Because it's not just, we don't just learn through stuff that's uncomfortable for us. We also learn through like amazing experiences, right? The point here is to really surrender and let go of what you think is happening right now, because it's actually not. What you think is happening most likely isn't happening. Something else is happening. Okay? It's also interesting that we brought up the moon card again with this forgiveness. And another one. I think we said this. I think that was in the channeling. With the scars, to forgive yourself, right? To forgive yourself for something, to not hold on to past hurt. And you have judgment. Oh my goodness. Okay. This one first? No, forgiveness first. So, holding on to a past hurt is preventing you from moving forward and achieving your heart's desires. Let it go. Forgiveness does not mean that you condone another's actions. It simply means that you are no longer willing to be a perpetual victim to a particular person or event. Blame is a waste of your precious energy. Bless and surrender the past, for in doing so, you will reclaim the joy of life. And judgment says, let go of your fear of being judged. You are good enough. It is time to release all that you have kept safely locked away in your heart. That's what the emotions are here for. They're guiding the way. Your true essence and potential have been restricted by structure and method for long enough. There is no right or wrong way. Just be you. And this can be really tough sometimes, right? But we'll get there. We'll get there. Don't worry, we'll get there. All right, my friends, I really hope this was helpful and or insightful to you. I'll drop the obsidian ritual and reflection that you can do if you want to. If you need to do a cord cutting ritual, then this is exactly for you, and it works wonders. It really is powerful. I'll attach the link down below, and I really hope this served you well and that you're happy with your reading. Have an awesome Pisces full moon, and I'm sending you lots of love, light, and shadow. Bye, my friends.